Hello, my loves. Welcome to this new training. Today, I want to talk to you about 3 mistakes that you may be doing that are not allowing you to step into deep confidence, or that are not allowing you to love and accept yourself 100% and deeply, or that maybe are not allowing you to reach to that point, to reach to that goal, to achieve that goal or that success that you want to achieve. Maybe you feel stuck, maybe you feel confused, or maybe you know what you want, but you don't know how to follow through, or maybe even more, you're okay in your life, you don't feel stuck, you don't feel confused, you don't even have these big, goals that you want to achieve, but deep inside you feel that you are not really happy, that you're not really 100% satisfied of your life, that you're settling down a little bit. Well, I'm going to talk to you today about the 3 mistakes that you may be doing, and that if you change them, something may really start to change in your life. Without a may, something will really start to change in your life for the better, because I've seen this on myself and I see this with all my students, and I'm 100% sure that these things work. So it's important that we start to change them. Let's get into it. So the first mistake that you may be doing is not taking time to get connected. What do I mean for this? What do I mean get connected? Get connected with yourself. Stop for a second here. Think about this. And then you tell me if you relate to this. We live in a world that keep constantly programming our minds to make us believe that we need things, that we want things, that we want the new model of the new phone, of the new car, of this new house. And they make us believe that we want to achieve things. So we're always in a rush. We're always in a rush to get more, to have more. But if you stop a second, do you ever ask yourself, is it really what I want? Are these achievements, are these things that I want to buy, are these travels that I want to do, is it something that I truly want to do, that my heart desires? Or is my mind? Is my mind that is telling me that I want them? Because it's very different. Right now, if you're not connected, if you're never taking the time to get connected, your mind and your heart are very disconnected. So one wants one thing and the other one wants another thing, tells you that wants another thing. So why do I talk about connection? Because we get to a point in our society where we start to change ourselves. We compromise our values, and we stop prioritizing ourselves. We don't prioritize time for ourselves and for what's truly important to us in order to prioritize work, in order to prioritize others, in order to prioritize whatever other people ask us, or what other people or society or a group of people or environment expect from us. So what happened is that we have this fear of not belonging. We have this fear of being rejected or don't be liked. We really want to be loved and we really want to be liked. And this is a subconscious thing. But we start to believe that in order to be loved and in order to be liked, that there's nothing wrong in wanting to be loved and wanting to be liked. We all want it. The problem is that when we are not okay with not being liked or not being loved by someone in particular, we expect that we need to be loved and liked by everyone. So what happened is that with this mindset in our mind, we start to change ourselves. We start to put on masks depending on the person that we have in front of us. Because maybe with someone, it will work better one mask, and with another person, will work better another mask. Maybe with someone, I have to be more smart. With another one, I have to be more funny. With another one, I have to be more sexy. With another one, I just have to don't talk because they like to be in silence, right? So we start to change ourselves. But when we do all of this, we create a huge disconnection inside us. And as I was saying, this was very true for me. Like, if you don't take awareness of this behavior, you arrive at a point where you don't know who you are anymore. So what happened is that we forgot who we are. And in this state, it's very hard to take actions that are aligned with what we truly desire inside us, with how we want to feel, with our happiness. But we just live in the projection of the external world. So it's super important that you really find that connection with yourself, between your mind and your body, between your mind and your heart. Because think about it, in your life, in your relationships, if you don't take the time to know the person that is in front of you, that you're talking to, if you don't take the time to get to know them, how can you love them? If you don't know the person that you have in front of you, how can you love someone that you don't know, that doesn't make you feel a certain way, that doesn't have anything in common or doesn't share any value that you have? The same thing is true for you. If you don't know who you are truly deep inside you, how can you love yourself? How can you stand up for what is important to you? How can you get that confidence? So it's truly important that if you want to refine deep confidence, deep self-esteem, and really get to the next level in your life, whatever it is for you, that you find a time and that way to get that connection. Let's go to the second mistake. The second mistake that you may be doing, and that probably many people are doing in this world, and I raise my hand because I've been doing that forever, for my whole life, before understanding the power of this thing that I'm going to talk about in a second, is that maybe, just maybe, tell me if I'm right, maybe you are not really an expert in setting boundaries. Maybe you're not really good at saying no. And this, for me and for many people that I work with, if not all of them, was life-changing. What I mean for boundaries, what I mean with boundaries, is the ability to say yes and no when you feel like it, without feeling guilty, without having regrets, and really being confident in the yes and the no that you are saying. Because how many times we say yes out of fear of rejection, fear of don't be liked, fear of being judged, or be said that we are selfish, or to hearten other people. We feel sometimes like we don't have a choice because someone is asking us something. So how can I say no? Well, my loves, we always have a choice. Because remember, every time you're saying yes to someone, in order to don't say no to them, you're saying no to yourself. When it's something that you don't want to do, or maybe you want to do, but it's just not the right time for you to do that. It's not the right moment. It's not the right circumstances. So it's very important that you learn how to communicate your boundaries and your needs. So everything starts from the first step, that is connection. If you don't connect with yourself, it's very hard that you will understand what you really deep inside need. And your boundaries will come out from your needs. So if you don't take the time to connect to yourself, how can you set boundaries that are aligned with who you truly are and with what you truly want, right? So we want you to get connected and then to really understand what you need. Then set boundaries and learn how to communicate them. Let's step into the third mistake that you may be doing. Let's see if you're like me. I was doing all the 3 mistakes. Let's see if you're like me. If you're watching this training, just comment right now and say yes after I will say the last mistake. You tell me how many of these you have done or you are doing or you have been doing in your life. So the third mistake that you may be doing is thinking that you have to do it all alone, that you are all alone in this journey, in this life, in these things that you want to achieve, in whatever it is that you want. You feel or you think that you're alone, that you have to do it alone because you're a strong woman, You're a strong person and you can do it all alone. And there's no doubt in it. You are a strong person, and I believe that you can do everything that you put in your mind. But there are moments that we need a support, that we need to learn, that we need to connect to others. The fact that you are able to do it all alone doesn't mean that you have to do it all alone. What do I mean? That you want to create an environment and a circle of people around you that keep you accountable. They really are there to support you. Choose your peer group. Really understand, who do you want to invest your time with? Who do you want to spend your time with? We love our friends and family. We love them dearly. Sometimes they just don't share our vision, or they just don't share the way that we want to see at the world. And this happened to me. I had to really step back from people that were around me, as much as I loved them, but I was feeling that they couldn't understand me. And I thought that nobody in the world could understand me. And then I wanted to open my eyes and say, wait, just because these people don't understand me, and just because they don't share my values and my visions, doesn't mean that I'm alone, doesn't mean there's someone else in the world that do it. Because what I wanted, someone else already had it. The fact that I wanted to be happy and feeling fulfilled, I wake up with excitement, I could see people doing it. And I don't talk about just seeing them on social media, the fake life that you find on social media. I could see people working hard every day in order to get to that life. And I started to study everything that they were doing, and I started to study with them, and I started to ask them questions to understand what they were doing, to be able to then apply these things in my life. So you can create a space for yourself. It doesn't mean that if your friends and family don't share your vision, your values, and your dreams, you don't have to talk to them anymore. I still love people that I stepped back from years ago. It just means that as much as you hang out with them, you can create another space, another time where you can feel and be empowered, where you can create connection, right? So really be careful about the kind of people that you have around you. Find someone that is sharing your same journey, that wants to get where you want to get, or someone that is already there and can guide you through the steps, or can mentor you through the steps, or that can give you tips, right? So really allow yourself to be supported in whatever is the journey that you are doing. To ask for help. You don't have to do it all alone. Again, I'm sure that you would be able to do it all alone. I'm sure that I would have been able to get my happiness all by myself, and to create my business all by myself. But I was able to do all of these things to get my confidence, to get to a happy and fulfilled life, to really create a deep connection to myself, while also creating a business in 1 year. I believe personally that if I was doing it all by myself, after 3 years, I would still be not very certain about my happiness, and maybe I would be halfway, if not less, through my confidence. I don't know if I would have a business so far. So you can do it all by yourself, but it's much more tiring. Ups and downs, there are always and anyways, but if you're supported, they're gonna be less heavy, I promise. Supported by the right people, of course. If you don't surround yourself with the right people, you may find someone that has not the capability, for as much as they love you, may have not the capability to support you as you want to be supported. So allow yourself to have someone around you that keep you accountable. My loves, this is the end. I would love to know if you have been doing in your life one of these 3 mistakes, or maybe 2, or maybe the 3 of them. and if you're still doing them, or if you were able to change one of them and how you did it. Let me know your experience. I would really love to know what are your thoughts about it and how are you feeling about all of these that we have been talking about today. In the meanwhile, I send you so much love, and I'll see you very, very soon.